Hello guys, Dr.Pitanger is the better wolf there, and today I'll be analyzing the first run that was posted on my Discord. So if you want your run analyzed, feel free to hop on the Discord and post your run. There was actually another run posted, but it was from Deadhound, and I had already analyzed a run from Deadhound not too long ago, so I'm gonna analyze it too, but not this soon. So anyway, this is a run from Dylan's Lapland Simping. So he's a tournament player, so way more advanced than pretty much everybody I've analyzed so far. There is probably not much to say about this run. I just hope that if some new players end up watching this video, then maybe they can learn a thing or two from the pathing or from what operators you should recruit, you know, this kind of stuff. This is a run in ending 1 and 4, so he's gonna go against Quilon, and this is in difficulty 18. So without further ado, let's start. Again, this is gonna be in 1.5 speed, even though the video itself is sped up at some point. Tactical Destruction with Plans, Gummy, May, and Lapland Altar is a really powerful start, for sure. I assume Lapland Altar can probably pretty much solo any stage up until floor 4 or 5. So this is why the video is sped up, by the way. Spotter, Deep Cutter, good. Ice Age is unfortunate, because it's not a fight that gives any plans, so it's pretty much a dead fight. It gives you a collectible because it's an emergency, but that's it. Lapland is really good against this stage specifically because she prevents the spiders from exploding because she silences them, and therefore Gummy doesn't take them that much damage, and pretty much all of her operators can stay alive, and almost nobody loses health. So some things to notice there. The mental toy limit was lowered, as you can see on the bottom, so that he can lose HP as soon as possible, so he can start getting the King's Collectible from the lamp. So if you're a new player watching this, this is usually what you want to do in IS5, lower your HP down to 1, and whenever you get the lamp, you simply go to the wish fulfilled, and you get your hands, your books, and most importantly, your King's Collectibles. E2 Gummy, alright. Lamp. Right? Since this is D18, he simply can't travel vertically and reroll the node, unfortunately. Alright, what do we have here? Judgment Caster is really powerful. For now, it's not gonna do anything, but there's also Hand of Ondulation that he can get early, which would prevent him from getting a wish. So yeah, it's probably Judgment Caster and Hand of Ondulation. Yup. What else? Specialist. The Specialist is gonna cost less hope, so maybe. I'm not sure which one he wants. Tin Man, okay. And he takes a Surfer early. Alright, here he can't buy anything, so maybe he wants to... Alright, getting the Industry, that's a good idea in general for ending 4, because you may feel like, yeah, he's wasting his ingots because the Industry is not gonna give as much ingots. And that's true, but it doesn't matter for ending 4, because for ending 4, he's gonna have to eventually lose all of his ingots, and the Industry ensures that he can at least get 15 back very early. And 15 is already something like 40% of... And 15 is already about 40% of what you want to get in total in order to get the Golden Chalice. Alright, recruiting Ethan instead of E2ing Tin Man. Okay, sure. There's a scouting node that could be interesting. I'm not sure what he wants there. Okay, he's getting the Lingerers. Since he doesn't want to go to ending 2, he's gonna use these Lingerers in the Force and Truth in order to get more collectibles. This can be done if you have Tin Man. If you don't, it's a bit complicated because your mental toil is really going up. Okay, so he's planning ahead with the plans. Dissuasion Seminar is gonna give him 1. He's gonna spend 3 in order to go to Furnace Volunteers, which is gonna give him 1 back. So he's gonna end up at 2. The Scouting Node is gonna give him 1. So he's gonna get at 3. And the Emergency, maybe he's gonna get him 1 more. We don't know. Using words to get more EXP. This is usually a good idea because, as he explained briefly, the Lost and Found you want to go to for ending 4 is going to lower your experience you're going to get. So multiplicatively, you're going to get less experience if you use Inspirers like words afterwards. So you want to use them before. Surface 1, 10 minus 2, alright. Not that it matters that much because Lapland is going to destroy the stage anyway, so... Judgment Guard is interesting, but not for this squad, unfortunately. The caster voucher is very good, depending on what he wants to get. I assume he wants to get Golden Glow, but let's see. Yep, alright. That's usually what you want to go for when you have Undulation, right? If you have enough hope, you want to go for Lapland Altar and or Golden Glow first, and then you still have some options, like you have Centella, for example, this kind of stuff. Alright, this is not really an interesting stage because, well, at this point in the game, having a Lapland Altar E2 and a Golden Glow is extremely powerful. Alright, what is he getting? Okay, so a promotion, so definitely for Golden Glow. Defender... can't do much with Defender voucher. I assume it's probably gonna be a Quilon or something. Yep. Promote Golden Glow, yep. What does he want to send in the scouting node? It's either Ethan or Quora, I would say, or Surfer. Between Surfer, Ethan, and Quora, what does he want to send? Cost-efficient Surfer makes more sense, but at the same time, Surfer really doesn't need to be E2 that much, so I don't know. It's either Ethan to benefit from the module, or Surfer because he wants to be cost-efficient, I would say. Oh, Tin Man, okay. I assume that's simply to have like more mental thoughts. Okay, interesting. Alright, Dissuasion Seminar again, but in emergency gives one plan. Good. So far, this is a really good run. He's getting special enemies, he's getting all the plans he wants, he's destroying the emergencies. Really good run. And also, he's getting like Hand of Undulation early. Really good.
We'll head out like a shooting star.
Lost, okay, that's good.
Right here.
Living Rose is okay. Porenko is good. It's definitely not what he wants to get, but it's better than nothing. Okay, he's upgrading the False and Truth node in order to get more plans. Sure. Alright, what is he getting there? Bank of Gold check or Royal Liquor. Obviously Bank of Gold check with this team. And Miniature Stage Model or Dreaming Essence. Usually I would say Dreaming Essence is better, but since he's playing Undulation, the increased SP regenerate is kind of whatever, because Undulation, the SP isn't the issue at all. Like, your operators are gonna get 1 billion SP, so I would say Miniature Stage Model is actually probably pretty great. Okay, he's making a rise and fall. Interpreting this, unfortunately getting a shield, no more sufferings, load-bearing operators have minus 30% attack. That's okay, that's probably one of the least impactful debuffs on floor 3, because in any case, Tin Man is gonna be one of the operators, so that's already one out of the way, and then you can simply choose like 2 operators you're not using that much for damage, like for example Surfer, you know, this kind of stuff. Okay, so he's planning ahead, he's getting to the Lost and Found in order to get the collectible to go to Ending 4 early. He's planning to get the Book of Undulation in one of the encounters he would have rerolled. Okay, he's getting the Burden Beast, which is alright-ish, I would say. It's only paying off when you're reaching for 5. Book, right? Goodbye 9 ingots, 07. Motorized is a plan, so sure. Motorized squad can be pretty scary because the enemies that spawn, and particularly the mortar guys, are actually pretty strong. So you need to make sure that your DPS are not in the range of your Guardian Defender, otherwise they're gonna get clapped for sure. As you can see there, he isolated Gummy here. That's a really good tech because this way, even if Gummy takes the damage from the mortar guys, the Golden Glow is not gonna get hit. It would have worked too if he had put her here, but at the same time here, she would have taken the elemental damage and she would have gotten necrosis and she wouldn't have been able to heal herself, so she would have died. So he's not getting any block this way, but that's still definitely the best idea. All allied units have plus 50% HP, that's extremely good usually for Quilon because there's a lot of other damage sources everywhere on Quilon, like you have the lightning strikes, you have the fuckers that snipe you with us damage. There's a lot of stuff, so getting HP is usually pretty good. And he's getting a machine too, which is good. Another caster voucher, this is good, but at the same time, he probably wants a medic eventually. So I'm not sure if he's getting a medic there or if he's getting a third caster. He can pick a third caster for sure. Like there's still a lot of good casters he can pick, for example, Centella. So I'm not sure which one he's getting there. Usually you want a damage over healing, but at the same time, he only has like Gummy as a healer for now. And you definitely want a medic right now. And since he has tactical destruction, it would be probably a good idea to pick a medic now because he's probably getting more caster vouchers in the future. So I'm not sure. He's getting a medic. Okay. That's probably better because, again, you have more chances to get caster and specialist vouchers. So whenever you have the opportunity to get a medic voucher in a team that has increased other types of vouchers, you probably want to get it. So I'm not sure which one he's getting there. Is he getting a Yafiana just to make sure? Is he getting Chestnut because Chestnut has the range to heal the flowers? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. He could get Monster too. I'm not sure. He's getting Monster, okay. He's getting some shields, okay. Yep. So now he's using industry to get some 15 ingots. That's pretty good because he's reaching floor 4 and he will already be at around 20 ingots because of the boss. So yeah, pretty good. As you can see, nothing much to say here. He's using Blend and Golden Glow to deal with Lacamarolene. He's simply blocking Lacamaroline's attack with Gummy, with Deep Color's Tentacles, this kind of stuff, so... There you go. God and Vanguard against Quilon, so I'm not sure what he wants. Does he want Surfer E2? Probably Surfer E2, right? He's getting 15 ingots, he's getting a plan. I mean, 3 plans, they are not... There we go. And what kind of collectible would he want? Like Brilliant's Lament, you know, this kind of stuff. Foul Beast or Furnace Fuel? Obviously Furnace Fuel. This is absolutely not a team that benefits from Foul Beast. There's like Dusk and that's about it. To Surfer, okay, nice. So what is he still lacking? He's lacking the E2 monster, he's lacking maybe 1 more casters, he's lacking a debuffer for Quilon, so Shamare, and maybe a second Vanguard. That's about it, honestly. Alright, so he's playing ahead, he's going to pass the Aqua Pit to get a plan, then he's getting to the Combat Ops, then another Combat Ops, then Scouting Node, then Face Off in order to kill the boats and get access to the 4th ending. If you're a new player, this is usually what you want to do, right? You want to go to as many fights that give plans as possible. So if you don't know in advance what fights give you plans, usually what you want to memorize is that floor 4 is by far the best in order to get plans. There's a lot of fights that give a lot of plans in floor 4. Floor 3 also has a couple of fights like that, but usually if you don't know, it's okay, you can just check on the wiki, or you can just play more and then eventually you're gonna learn. Pass the Aqua Pit can be a pretty scary team in a non-undulation setting because you need a lot of DP really quick and you need a lot of damage really quick. So it's actually pretty unforgiving for some teams, but in an undulation team it's actually really easy because you deploy Lapland, she generates 1 billion SP per second and then it's alright. Vanguard, guard. I don't think he needs a guard, but the issue is he doesn't need a 5 Hope Coast Vanguard anyway, so maybe he simply wants to get Canterbury, I'm not sure. This is probably the best thing he can do there, because he doesn't need a guard at all, so let's see. Okay, he's simply getting Quartz, sure. Crimson Corridor is again unfortunate, so that's why he's rerolling it. It's a fight that doesn't give any plan. I wonder if it's the only floor 4 map that doesn't give any plan. No, there's also the new maps that were added with expansion 2, but that's about it. So he's finally getting the new lens. New lens particularly benefits Undulation team because, well, more attack speed not only means more damage, but it also means more SP regeneration. So you can basically activate your Lapland or your Golden Glow skill after like 2 or 3 seconds of deployment at most. Probably gonna use Machine there. Outblood, okay. I assume he's keeping the machine to eventually upgrade it into industry, otherwise there's absolutely no point in keeping the machine there. This stage is usually pretty simple in a regular fight. In emergency, it's actually quite difficult because the holy automatons that spawn at the top summon enemies and inflict elemental damage, so it can be quite tricky, but in normal fight, this is really easy. Commander's portrait. Yeah, it's good for both, sure. That was guard and sniper, right? Again, not sure what he wants there, probably simply to E2 the quad. Yup. I assume he wants to E2 the monster there. It's not like he's gonna need it for the rest of floor 4 anyway, so... Yeah, monster is useless for both because, well, she doesn't have any range damage. If he only had Lapland Altar or Golden Glow, there would be an argument to use monster S2 there to buff the attack speed of Lapland Altar or Golden Glow, but if you have both, then there's no point, just use both. He's just boasting that he only has to deploy Lapland to destroy the stage. Still, so far, this is not that good of a run. Like, he doesn't have a lot of increased damage. He hasn't gotten stuff like Malediction, he hasn't gotten Arts Weaving, he hasn't gotten like Old Fan, Scout Scope, Damage Cylinder, Brilliance Lament, you know, this kind of stuff. So it's not that good of a run, oddly enough. Loss is good. Specialist or Vanguard, he has 5 hopes, so Vanguard is still useless unless he wants Cantabile. Texas Altar, okay. I have basically never used Texas Altar against Quilon, so I'm not sure what she's good at. I honestly don't know, this is interesting. Safe houses are usually very tricky because, as you can see, safe houses always have a vertical path to them, but the thing is, at best, in difficulty 18, it simply refunds the cost because you can get 3 plans in safe houses, but at worst, you lose 3 plans, which is completely useless. Safe houses used to be very good in IS4, 3, and 2, and in 5 they are basically useless. That's a bit unfortunate. More shields, sure. The Burden Beast gives him a lot of stuff, so he can get now a lot of EXP and Ingot, so that's good. Let me see, so he can go wherever he wants there. Does he want the possibility? He wants the possibility, okay. Possibilities on floor 4, on floor 5, I'm scared shitless of them because they can give you, for example, emergency heretics, which are extremely dangerous fights. And even in this case, even with all the King's collectibles besides the last one, that's still not an easy stage. As long as we get 2 plans, we can take the second emergency. This is true, yeah, because he intends to reroll the encounter, so he's gonna end up at 3 plans. He's gonna get the last King's collectible. Then if he gets 2 more plans, that means he can travel vertically once, because 2 more plans he's gonna end up at 5. He's gonna travel vertically, he's gonna end up at 2, and the possibility is gonna cost 2. Alright, Legacy. Yep, unfortunate. I mean, there is still a chance that he ends up getting like catastrophes and that the emergency has 1 plan, but that's very unlikely, but that can happen. Alright, using Lost to get more Inspirers. These stages are usually a joke, like floor 5 stages are usually a joke for a simple reason. You have all your King's collectibles, you have all your important operators, and therefore none of these stages are particularly dangerous. The floor 6 stages could be dangerous for sure. Medic Defender, so nothing. Does he have the E2 Korra yet? I think he doesn't have E2 Korra, so it's either a regular Medic or E2 Korra. I'm not sure what he wants there. Okay, regular Medic, sure. Actually, he's getting Amiya, okay, interesting. King of Sarkis, that's unfortunate. But see, he could have gotten technically Catastrophe, but he got King of Sarkis. Anyway. Alright. Right, sure. Yeah, as left side lane holder, I usually use Ines a lot of the time, simply because she generates DP, and since she becomes invisible, she's pretty much immune to pretty much any attack. Obviously, you can use a lot of other stuff. I like using Contrail, for example, for some reason. Contrail destroys the towers, and she's also immune to the guys that deal arts damage, so Yeah, that's really unfortunate, no plans. Having no plans there means he's gonna have to find one in order to get the golden chalice. So this is a bit worrisome. I'm not sure how he's gonna cope with this. So either he's gonna, for example, find plans in the shop. He maybe can find something like bag of plans, you know, this kind of stuff. There's also the possibility that he finds the archglyph. There's still a lot of ways that he can get plans, but none of these are guaranteed. And again, having at least one plan when you enter floor 6 is extremely important because otherwise you're not getting a chalice and you have basically no attack speed, which is extremely important for ending 4 because the second map of ending 4 is basically a DPS check. So if you don't have the DPS, so if you don't have the attack speed, then you're fucked. Furnace has been used. This stage is an absolute joke with Lapland Altar and Golden Glow. Like the enemies literally can reach you and you destroy them in seconds. And he got a duck too. Okay. Wildflower Crown is alright-ish, but it's really not that good. Holy City Embrace is unfortunately not that good for Ending 4 because Holy City's Embrace, there's basically no Sarkaz enemies in Ending 4, unfortunately. Guard and Specialist. Maybe he wants Chow Bai since he mentioned he doesn't have any lane holder for the left lane. That would be a good option for sure. Or E2 Texas, sure, but he still doesn't have a lane holder for the left lane. Not that he necessarily needs one, right? But it's much better to have one. Yeah, that's really bad. Like, Hand of Rending is really bad because Rending is for guards and he definitely doesn't want a lot of guards there. Like, it's either Mercenaries accessory and you get some small buffs for some random operators and I don't know if it's gonna be relevant, or you take more physical damage. He doesn't have a lot of physical damage at all. Like, Monster deals true damage and Lapland Altar and Golden Glow, which are his main carries, only deal arts damage, so yeah. Yeah, it's probably the best one. Unfortunately, it's not that good, but it's the best one. Passage Blockade at least has a plan, so that's very good. Lost Key is probably gonna be useless. He's probably not gonna be able to get advantage of this. A machine is good, even though he's already at 38 ingots, it's better to have more than 38, obviously. Let's see what he gets as a recruitment voucher. Again, he still wants probably a lane holder on left lane. It's gonna be much easier with this. Supporter, Vanguard, Specialist. So is he gonna want to recruit in this, is the question. No? Specialist, okay. Oh, I thought his Ethan was E2. Okay, never mind then. Sure. Ethan is usually one of the two best options to root Quilons in place with Chow Bai. Oh, he used his plan. Okay, interesting. I mean, I know Downtown Recreation is not good, but then he at least needs one plan now. Convalescence is usually pretty interesting because you can deploy Lapland Altar or Golden Glow in the second phase and they're gonna get the attack speed bonus, so it's usually pretty good. Yep. Here, Therapy Tape or Weird Flute. Therapy Tape works with Fear, so it's not that bad. At the same time, I feel like some squad size is pretty good for him right now, so I'm not sure. The Therapy Tape also works with like Texas Altar S3, so it's pretty good. Yeah. He's getting an industry, that's good. That's at least 53 ingots plus the ingots from the boss. Yeah, that's very, very good. He has Suffering, that's a bit unfortunate because he doesn't have a lot of passive healing. I mean, he has the King's Legacy, but that's about it. On D18, Fremont can be a bit tricky because the balls are basically gonna one-shot everybody. So you're gonna have to have one operator dying before you can deal some serious damage to him. It's usually not that dangerous because you can use operators with a low redeployment cooldown like Texas Altar, Surfer, you know, this kind of stuff. It still can be tricky if you don't have a lot of DP generation. Right?
Switching forms. Deploying Just there.
Monster is particularly good for this fight because you just have to use your S3 and you're not getting affected by Fremont's teleport. Same thing with old pianist. Interesting that he decided to remove Monster though.
Deploying system simulator. Just barely. Monster, in position.
Alright, only leaking one so far. Good. Alright, always drawing the attack with Texas, then redeploying monster with the crystal. The initial SP helping a lot there.
Wait a moment. I need to collect tissue samples.
Ooh, brilliant cement. Finally, he gets something else than the King's collectible. That's good. Oh, what is he getting there? I'm curious. Hodera, okay. Alright, what is there here? Some shields, proficiency, nothing really worth of interest. It's a bit annoying. Ribbon of Honor can dish some good damage up until Quilon decides to use his 5 attack skill. Okay, doing a Mia, sure. Oh, he wants to get a second medic instead. Okay, silence, sure. I assume it's a refresh. What is he getting there? So, caster vouchers, Blossom is, unfortunately not that good in this ending because your operators are gonna get one-shotted anyway, so. It's not the worst thing, but it's really hard to pull off. Missing lost, get more inspirers, sure. Robbing Cannot with the undulation strat is a bit tricky because if you fear Cannot with Lapland's Altar S3, then he's not gonna drop the chest. So you need to do that with, you need to DPS him with a Golden Glow basically. Also, why is he getting permanent suffering? That's interesting. I think I've only seen him getting suffering from the beginning. Rooting the boss permanently with Ethan is also absolutely an option. I also do that with Chao Bai for sure. So he is probably gonna remove Lapland Altar because again, you don't want to fear the boss. Yep. Then DPSing with Golden Glow. He needs to make sure he's not DPSing too fast, which is alright. This is exactly the rate you want. Alright, all chests have been spawned, so now we can simply kill. Here it doesn't matter if he redeploys Lapland because he has spawned all the chests and cannot spawn all the chests when he loses 25% once and twice, and that's it. Other than that, once you have killed Cannot and you have enough defense on the top path, the stage is usually pretty easy. Alright, he's at 156, which is good. I'm getting a Mia instead of Silence, that's interesting. He's getting the Blossom, the Foul Beast, everything, because everything is free anyway. But a lot of them are pretty useless, as he mentioned. For example, the Hand of Ambushes is probably not gonna do much. Like it increases Ethan's damage, but as you can see, this is not a run where you want like Ethan's damage. And in any case, you don't want Ethan's damage in any run anyway. So if you want damage with an Ambusher, you don't recruit Ethan. You recruit Ethan because, well, he's a binding machine, and that's it. So I assume he's getting Centaur, yeah, exactly. Okay, he's not even E2ing Quora, and the argument is Lutonada is cute. Hey, I mean, sure. Rerolling, getting the Chalice. So does he want to reroll a second time just to get the toy? Probably. I'd rather roll for E2 Holder or Centaur. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Heretics is usually not that much of a danger when you play range ops because there's not a lot of range enemies. The other stage can usually be pretty hard. Although arguably here he doesn't have any invisibility reveal, he doesn't have Ines, so these guys can be pretty dangerous. As you can see, this was the damage he took from a single hit. Arguably the first hit of these guys hits harder, but still that was like 3/4 of his health. These mages that spawn at the top are the only ones that are able to deal range damage, and usually at this point in the game they are pretty much a joke. Hodero got clapped so hard. Alright, that's minus nothing? Okay, -1. That's alright. See, this is the issue with one of the issues of not having any invisibility reveal, although -1 shouldn't matter that much against Quilon anyway, so. Finally getting E2 Centella, so at least that's one good lane holder for the left lane. Provide open toolbox is +7 attack speed. And predation is okay-ish, but it's really not that important, I would say. You deploy Surfer, you already generate 1 billion DP anyway, so I'm not sure. It's either +7 attack speed, which may matter a bit, or more DP generation, I'm not sure. Okay, he's going for the +7 attack speed, sure. How the fuck? This is so rare. There's basically no chance this happens. This was rarer than getting a collectible. That's actually so unlucky. Alright, he's still saving his mental toy in order to get a bonus from the soul furnace fuel, right? So that's as good as this run can go. Now, the main question is what skill does he want with Lapland Altar? And I usually don't use S3 Lapland Altar against Quilon because that may kill the boats. So usually I use S1. I deactivate S1 whenever the boat spawns, and whenever it starts moving, I activate it again, but I'm not sure if that's the right technique. Again, I haven't used an undulation team in a while. I've mainly used Archero team lately, so yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Rise and Fall. One bad thing is he doesn't have the medicine stick, unfortunately. Even though he has some HP, right? Like he has a Rise and Fall, he has the collectible that increases HP by +50%. He really doesn't have a lot of tankiness. Okay, he's changing Amia to Caster? Okay, sure. He's using Lapland S2. Okay, interesting. Again, I really need to learn more how to use Lapland Altar in IS5. It's actually a miracle that Centaur can survive with these attacks. The lightning honestly doesn't deal that much damage. Let me see this again. Okay, that was like 1/4 of Lapland's damage? Of Lapland's health? Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Nice freeze. He needs to kill the towers soon. One of them is gonna die, I'm not sure about the second one. Alright. He needs to deploy Surfer to draw some aggro. Ah, unfortunate. Rip. Ooh, that could be bad. That could be very, very bad. Because it's still not bad as long as they don't reach here, but if they reach here, they are gonna attack Lapland. So, or Horderer, which could also be very bad. I'm not sure, what was the order? Who did he deploy first? I think he deployed Lapland first, but that's still very bad, because Horderer, if he gets attacked by like 3 beasts at the same time, he may die. Okay, good, monster skill. Silence is getting one-shotted. Okay, monster healing, nice. I didn't even see Quilon's first phase was destroyed by Lapland. Interesting. Yeah, Brilliant's Lament is really doing work there. Alright.
Sorry, I used too much force. This is already such a riot.
Fortunately, the Smarties are not that tanky, even though they deal quite a lot of damage. Centaur doing work again.
Switching forms.
There's still one tower alive. This is a bit unfortunate. Is he gonna kill the tower on the right? Yes, okay.
The show hasn't seen this yet,
Lapland's Sphere is doing work there. Getting some DP back with Surfer, nice. He hasn't sent anyone still, so I wonder who he wants to send. He doesn't have any debuffer, so yeah, I'm not sure.
Communications linked. New orders, Doctor. Let me do it.
Goodbye silence for a second time. It's a miracle that Hodor is still alive. Alright, good. Alright, the towers are gonna be annoying. Centaur is doing so much work on the left lane, that's impressive. Alright, so who is he gonna boat? Like, Golden Glow, Monster, and Amiya? Is that what's gonna happen? Alright. Is it gonna be enough? Like 3 operators to boat? Okay. Okay, this is becoming a bit dire. Odero died, so he's gonna lose some HP there. And the most important part is he still needs to kill Quilon, and there are 2 range enemies coming in the range of Lapland Altar, and this time Quilon, and this time Hodor cannot protect her. So what's gonna happen there? Okay, she's tanking with silence. Alright, they're all dead. So now it's all thanks to Lapland's Sphere. And unfortunately there are towers. Goodbye towers. Alright, and he's dead. So let's see.
No abnormality. Your orders. I'll go gather some dry bread. Water's not far. Stay put, and I'll fill the canteens.
Max DP, good. So is this really gonna be enough? Golden Glow, Amiya, Monster. Huh. Because, I mean, he doesn't have Civilized Eterna, so his monster doesn't have that much damage. And in terms of damage buffing, he only has like Furnace Fuel, Brilliance Lament, and that's it. So is this gonna be enough?
Now's the time to help. Switching forms. Roger. Deployment, ruin, and restore.
Let's see. Okay, it is. I didn't think it would be enough, to be fair. Alright, and that's the end of the run. So obviously, as you saw in the video, I don't have a lot to say because, well, that's a way more experienced player than me, and he has played the Undulation team a lot, so obviously he knows every tips and tricks. Still, I believe it's still pretty okay for someone that is getting into IS5 because, as you can see, there are some stuff that is actually pretty obvious for someone that is experienced, like prepping your path, thinking about the boss ahead and thinking, oh yeah, I still need this, I'm still lacking this. So all of this stuff is used both in lower difficulty and in higher difficulty. So if someone watches this video or this analysis, these are great advice that you should follow basically anytime. Map your path and decide, yeah, I should go there. If I get a plan, I can go there. Otherwise, I go there. If I end up in this state, I should reroll it. So other than that, obviously, as I said, I don't have a lot to say other than well play, of course. So that's actually gonna be it for this kind of video. I really don't have a lot to say about this. There's basically no issue I can spot there. So leave a like, subscribe, and see you in the next video.